channel, or welcome back if you're returning. I just wanted to come on and do a small video today, just a little about me video. We will have a DIY at the end of this video. It's a bonus DIY. I'm going to start uploading on Tuesdays and Fridays, so today will just be a little bonus just because I didn't want to come on and just do an about me video. I wanted to give you all a little bit of content. But anyway, since I'm brand new to YouTube, I just kind of wanted to come on and let you all know a little bit about me. My name's Missy. I am a mom of 2 boys. We also help to raise our niece and nephew. I'm a grandmother. I am a mother-in-law, and I am a wife. I have been married to my husband for 28 years. We met on a blind date on November 23rd, and we were married on January 22nd the next year. So we knew each other exactly 2 months, and we were married. And January 22nd, we celebrated 28 years together. So we're doing something right. I'm not sure exactly what it is, but we're doing something right. He is my husband. He's my best friend. He's my confidant. He's just everything. And he travels for his job. And up until this year, I wasn't really able to travel with him because we still had a son at home who was in high school. So I stayed home with him until he graduated from high school. And then my husband came home for a year, and now we're back on the road. So I'm blessed to be able to travel with him. So we spend more of our time in hotels than we do at home. Most of my DIYs that you see, most of my videos that you see are going to be of me. I'm in a hotel. That's where I do my DIYs. That's where I do my crafts. That's where we live, basically. So I do decorate a little bit what I can. It's hard to decorate in a hotel, just like when you rent. You know, there are certain things you can and can't do. So the command strips that you hang on the wall, those have become my best friends. So because that's the only way I can really hang anything on the wall. I love to decorate, but again, I'm in a hotel, so there are just certain things that I can do, but I love to craft. I've always loved to craft. I've loved to do it almost my entire life. And as a matter of fact, before I got married, my maiden name was Craft. So I think it was my daughter-in-law who told me how funny it was that my maiden name was Craft, and that's what I love to do. That's my passion. Besides my family, that's my passion. I love YouTube. I love watching YouTube. I love watching the crafts that people do, seeing how they do them, seeing the materials. Like, you go to the Dollar Tree and you pick something up, and you never in your mind, or most people don't pick something up and think, hey, wait a minute. I do. I'm one of those people who does that, just like many other crafters on YouTube. I just like to take something and make it into something else. And sometimes a craft can be as easy, or a DIY can be as easy as like getting a little picture and maybe it has a bow on it and it doesn't match your decor. So you take the bow off, you put a new bow on it. I mean, DIY is not, it doesn't have to be hard. It should be fun. It should be, for me, it is a stress reliever. I have very high functioning anxiety. So for me, it's a way to relax. It's a way to get everything out of my mind, and I'm focused on that one craft. Now, sometimes it may frustrate me and it may cause a little bit of anxiety, but for the most part, that's why I craft. It is my time. It's my time that I'm focusing on me or what I'm wanting to do. So I don't know if that's really a good explanation or not, but that's me. I'm trying to think what else to tell you all. I've already told you that I live in a hotel. I'm here most of the time. The last time we were home, was Christmas, and we were home for 2 weeks, and we absolutely loved it. We loved getting to spend time with our family. My husband's a fisherman, so he loved to be home and fish and see his friends and all of that. So it makes it hard when you're on the road. Military families, y'all are in my prayers all the time, just because I know what it's like to be away from home. I have a granddaughter that's about to turn 2. I'm going to miss her 2nd birthday. I have a grandson who is now going back to school so many days a week. I missed his first day of school. You know, it's a hard life, but I'm blessed to be able to be with him. Like I said, we spent many years where I wasn't able to be with him, and it was hard. It was really hard, especially when you're used to seeing each other all the time. And so I just want to say this: if you are blessed enough to wake up every morning to your spouse and go to bed every night with your spouse and eat dinner with your spouse and go to Walmart with your spouse, you know, something so trivial. If you are blessed enough to be able to do that, thank God for that, because there are I know so many in this line of work that my husband's in that don't have the opportunity right now to travel because they have younger children. And with school, of course, now it's a little bit different because there's so much of the online school and all of that because of the pandemic. But, you know, there's a lot of spouses out there who they would give anything in the world to be able to go to the grocery store with their spouse. So if you're able to do that, just be thankful. Just hug your spouse today and tell them you love them and that, you know, you're glad to be able to be with them. Okay, I'm going off on all kinds of things, but those are just things that matter a lot to me. And again, to the military families out there, you know, y'all rock. Y'all are doing a hard job, and especially when you're a military mama, I'm sure, just like I wasn't a military mama, but I was a mama who stayed at home with her kids while her husband was off doing what he had to do to support our family. And my hat's off to you all. My heart goes out to y'all, and I know what it's like to not be able to be with your spouse all the time. So anyway, off of that subject, if you like farmhouse decor, that's going to be a lot of what my channel is going to be about. There will be other things that I'm going to try to slip in every now and then, but I guess it's because I decorate with Farmhouse that those are a majority of what my DIYs are going to be, because I'm decorating for me. I'm decorating for my home at home. My husband tells me all the time that when we actually go home to stay, I should have to buy 0 decor items because everything I want, I'm making. So we walk through Hobby Lobby, which, who am I kidding? He doesn't walk through Hobby Lobby with me. He hates to go through Hobby Lobby with me because he says it takes forever. So when we go through somewhere though, and I see something, I'll look at it and he'll say, "Do you want it?" And I'm like, and he'll look at, I'm just sitting there thinking like, and he'll look at me and he'll say, "Oh my goodness, you're thinking how you could make that, aren't you?" And in all reality, I am. So I love to see something and try to recreate it. And some things you can't, or you can, but they're not going to look like you want them to look possibly. So, you know, you have to draw that line. And some things, you know, I've started many projects, and I've said this before, I think in one of my other videos, and I'll get halfway through the project and I'll look at it and I'm like, oh my, this is not turning out the way I want it to look. Should I just scrap it, forget it? Don't do that, because most of the time, those are my favorite projects. When I get done with them, I'm like, wow, that did not look like that 30 minutes ago when I was in the middle of, you know, hot glue everywhere and paint splatters and this, that, and the other. But now that it's done, I love it. And I always love to give handmade things to people. I love to receive handmade things. Some of my favorite things that I've received, my grandson, he would just, at one point they lived with us, and he would just sit down and draw a picture. And "Here, Mimi," and it meant the world to me. just, you know, and when they, at Christmas at school, when they make something, or he would bring it home and I'd tell his mom, okay, now we're going to fight over who gets this because he only made one thing and I want it and you want it. So, but anyway, I love to give my things away. I have sold a few things. We live in a very small town in Kentucky, and I did have a business page on Facebook. I still do have the business page on Facebook. But the problem with that was a lot of I couldn't find a way to branch out from our little community. So a lot of my customers were people in our little community, and there was nothing wrong with that. I loved to do it. I loved selling to my friends and my neighbors and things like that. But then now that we're out on the road, the cost of shipping is so high for some of the things that I make that I could sell my item for cheap, but if I gave free shipping, then I was making no money because what they paid me to make that, I was using in shipping. And if I wanted to charge a price and then charge them shipping, sometimes the shipping could be twice as much, or it could be the same exact amount as what I was going to charge for the product. So they were getting charged double. So there are times that I will sell something and ship it and all of that. But right now I'm just at the point where I want to do this for fun. And when I was doing it to sell, I had a pressure on me, and I felt like I had to, I don't know how to explain it. There was just a pressure there that I didn't like. I loved my crafting, but I didn't like the fact that I don't know how to explain it. I'm rambling again. I'm sorry, y'all. But so with doing the YouTube channel, I can pick a craft, I can do it, and then after it's done, if I decide, hey, I want to sell this, I'll put it on my page on Facebook, or I can just give it to someone. Again, living in a hotel, I give my crafts away. I think I've given 3 things to one of the little girls who works. I call her a little girl. She's a young lady. I don't know how old she is, but everyone to me is a little girl. I feel like I'm old as the hills. So I call all younger people little girls and little boys. But anyway, I'd give her 3 or 4 decor items just that I've made, and I have nowhere to put them. So that's a lot of what I do. There are some amazing, amazing crafters on YouTube. I mean, y'all, I am nowhere in the league with these people. And I know that. And I was watching All Things Crafty, Melissa. She did her, a premiere on one of her videos last night, and I was in the live chat. And she said something, and she's right. We are all our worst critics. I know that I make nice things, but then when I look at other people, I'm like, oh my goodness, I couldn't do that. But you know what? We're not all the same, and we all don't have the same ideas, and we all don't have the same likes, so we're all going to be different. But she really was right when she said, we're all our worst critics, because we were all telling her how amazing, oh my gosh, Melissa, these are awesome. And she, she said, sometimes I look at them and I'm like, eh. But she's right. We're all our worst critics. So thank you for that, Melissa. Thank you for reminding people that, we may not think they're the greatest in the world, but they're good. It's creativity. And that's what YouTube is about to me. So I'm not trying to compete with any of the crafters out there. I have so many favorites. Melissa is one of them. Savannah, Savvy Crafts with Savannah, I believe is what it's called. I'm new to all this YouTube stuff, so y'all have to forgive me as I'm learning and going. Right now, my videos are not the best quality. They're not the best editing. They're not the best because I'm not positive of what I'm doing. But I'm learning, and I'm teaching myself. I had no clue whatsoever how to edit a video. I used to, for my church, we would do like pastor's appreciation or birthdays or something like that. We would take the pictures and we would put them in a video and I'd put music with it and this, that, and the other, and that I could do. But when it came to editing a video, I had no clue what I was doing. And I'm learning. And you know how I'm learning? I'm watching YouTube. I'm watching YouTube. Sorry, y'all, my watch is ringing. I'm watching YouTube to figure out how to film for YouTube. But in all reality, that's like the only way to do it, or for me, because I don't have anyone close to me that could say, sit down with me and say, okay, we do this, 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 and this. And I'm a visual learner. If I can see you do it, I'm going to learn better than if you just tell me how to do it. So anyway, watching YouTube to learn how to do YouTube. But I'm going back to the amazing crafters. Y'all, I cannot get over some of these people, and I love each and every one of them. And honestly, when I watch a video, I feel like I'm watching a friend. Those are the videos I love. I love to, and Blessed Beyond Measure, that's another one. She's amazing. And her, Savannah, Melissa, I don't want to mention a whole lot because I'm not going to get everyone in there that I love. But those type of channels are people that you feel like you're not just watching, okay, this is how you make this sign, or this is how you make this basket. You feel like you're watching a friend do something, or your friend is explaining to you, okay, this is how we do this. And it's like you're crafting together. You have a bond. And I'm not trying to step on any toes. I'm not trying to take anyone's place, because believe me, like I said, I'm nowhere up to par with these ladies. Nowhere near it. But I just want to be part of the family. I just want to get in there and put my take on certain things. And again, not competing with anyone. Please don't think that. So if you're a new YouTuber like me, and you don't have, I have quite a few views right now. I've got 3 videos up, and I think between the 3 videos, I probably have about 500 views, which I don't know if that's good or bad, honestly. But to me, that's not bad, because that means, you know, there's that many people that, or however YouTube works, however they figure out the minutes, the hours, and all of that. I'm blessed to know that 500 minutes worth, or however it is, people were watching my video, and I'm thankful for that. I'm only up to 24 subscribers. So people are watching my videos, but they're not subscribing to my channel. So that's something I have to look into, and I have to figure out why. Is it because of my videos? Is it because of my content? What is it? So any of you out there who have any advice, please let me know. You will not hurt my feelings. I mean, I don't want someone to come on my video and be like, I hate your voice. You know what? I hate my voice when on camera. I cannot stand to hear myself talk. Here I am, I've talked for 18 minutes, and I'm telling you I cannot stand to hear myself talk. But it's true. Or, you know, you're a little overweight or something like that. I know all these things. You don't have to tell me any of this. These are things that I tell myself in my mind every day, and I'm trying to get better at that, just so you all know. I'm trying to find my worth and be like, you know what? I don't look like this person, but I'm a good person. So anyway, if you are new on YouTube in the DIY world, you know, hit me up. I do not know a lot by any means, but I have 24 subscribers, and I could share your page on my page, which could possibly give you 24 more subscribers. In my mind, we should all help each other. And because, again, we're not in competition. This is a family, and I hear that said so many times. I've heard Melissa on All Things Crafty, or is that what it's called? I'm sorry, Melissa, if I have messed up the name of your channel, but my anxiety's kicking in a little bit, so I'm a little flustered. But she has said so many times, y'all are not just viewers, you're my friends. And I truly believe that, and that's what I want. So if you're a new YouTuber, if you're an old school YouTuber, if you've had your channel up and you have 500,000 subscribers, but you want 500,024, let me know. I'll put you on my page, and I can maybe get you 24. So like I said, I've got to figure out why I'm not getting the subscribers, and that's what I'm going to work on next. I don't want to make this video very long, so I'm going to hurry this along. But again, I'm up to 24 subscribers, so I'm going to do a giveaway here on the channel. If I can make it to 50 subscribers, I'm just giving myself small goals. You know, I'm not going to make it to 1,000 in 2 days. I'm not going to make it to 1,000 probably in a month. I don't know that, but I'm praying I do. But you know, it doesn't happen overnight. And that's what many YouTubers have told me. The ones I've reached out to. Do not expect it to happen overnight. It can happen, and sometimes it does happen. But it's not an everyday thing. Just be consistent, and that's what I'm going to be. I'm going to keep pushing out these videos, keep pushing out these DIYs, and hopefully, you know, maybe YouTube will see, hey, wait, she's putting some videos out. Let's put her on here. You know, let's boost her a little bit. However that works, because I don't know how any of YouTube works exactly. But anyway, once I can get to 50 subscribers, I'm going to give away a $25 Dollar Tree gift card. So the only thing you have to do for that is like this video, share this video, and subscribe to my channel. And after you do all three of those things, just drop me a comment underneath this video and say like, shared, subscribed, or whatever you want to say. And when we're a family here. So when Hey Y'all Let's DIY gets to 50 subscribers, I'm going to give away that $25 gift card. Again, any points that you all have, please let me know. You're not going to hurt my feelings. Help me, because I want to help others also. And any information or feedback that I can get on me, trust me, I promise you, I will share that. Again, YouTube is, the DIYing community on YouTube, from what I see, is amazing. And the people are great. And they really are tight-knit, you know. And I want to be a part of that. That's my goal right now, is just to be a part of that. So thank you all for watching. I'm going to come in with my DIY here in just a second. I hope you all have a great day. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask. I have a lot to learn about putting things in the drop-down box. I'm not even sure how to do that yet, but I'm slowly, again, watching YouTube to figure out YouTube. I'm slowly getting there. I'm not sure about links and all those things, but I am working on that, and hopefully I'll get there. But if you have any tips, just hit me up. Let me know. Leave a comment in the comments under this video. If you have any tips and you want to get a hold of me, I can give you my email address. I can give you my Instagram, my Facebook. Those things are coming as soon as I learn how to put it all in here. So thank you all so much for watching this. I'm sorry if I bored you to death. I just thought you might, you know, it's always nice to know the story behind the face, and that I know of, other than just shots of like the top of my head or crazy wild side shots. I've not shown myself on YouTube. So, which last week I had some teeth pulled, and my face was so swollen, and it was horrible, and so that's why I hadn't got on with a video like this, or even a picture of myself. So I just kind of wanted to put a face with the DIYs. And I hope you all have a fantastic day. Thank you to all of you original YouTubers, or you YouTubers out there who are putting this content out and encouraging others to do the same. Thank you for that. You know, it means a lot. It means more than you will ever know. And thank you to my 24 subscribers. You know, we're not a big bunch right now, but y'all mean the world to me. And I can't always see all of my subscribers. So if you have subscribed, tell me in the comments, hey, I subscribed. I've watched all your videos, whatever. Let me know, because I'm a person who wears her heart on her sleeve. I love to love. I love to love people and things, and all, you know, that's probably a silly statement, but it is literally me. I am the most down-to-earth, one of the most down-to-the-earth people that you all will ever meet, I promise. So thank you again. Thank you for coming and watching this video. I hope you all enjoy the little DIY that's coming up. I hope you enjoy my channel, and have a blessed day, everyone. Okay, y'all. I'm not sure why this says DIY number 1, because this is our only DIY in this video. Here I'm just showing you my new heat gun I finally got. So I'm done with using my blow dryer. I just went and got one of these textured bowls and jars from the Dollar Tree. Taking the stickers off with that heat gun. Oh, I love having the heat gun. It is a lot more, it's a lot easier to handle than the big old hair dryer is. Those stickers came off pretty well. I'm surprised, but they did. But it's so much easier to use that heat gun if you have trouble with them sticking. So it's good for just more than drying paint, y'all. I just go through and I do 2 good coats of this on the bowl. And I'm tapping it a little bit to get down into those textured places, because I don't want a real heavy coat, but I want enough of a coat because I am going to distress this, but I do want a good coat on there. So we're just going to go through and paint it up. There's what it looks like after 2 good coats. Now we're going to do the same exact thing to the jar. No difference. I tap in there also just to get in those little ridges, which I'm going to sand a lot of this off, but I wanted it to be everywhere, and that way I could control where the distressing would be when I sanded it. There it is with 2 coats. Now we're going to work on this lid. Don't even know why I tried, but I did. And I'm using Waverly wax, of all things, in antique to try and go over metal, and it does not work. But in the end, I almost threw it out, but in the end it worked out really good because it almost looks like a wood grain look. But if you use a heat gun, a hair dryer, anything on metal, y'all be careful. That thing was so hot. Now we're going back in with our little finger sander, hand sander. I'm not sure what it's called. We just sand all around those bumps and edges. Same exact thing on here. Just getting all the distress that we want on there. You can distress it as little or as much as you want. And I showed you all those baby wipes a minute ago. I was using those baby wipes and the antique wax by Waverly and going through and distressing even more than what I had distressed with the sandpaper. I liked how it gave it the aged look. Like I said, though, this, you know, you distress as much as you like. I'm putting this in my kitchen, so I wanted a little bit of a distress on there. Back to that stinking lid. And it's so hot with that heat gun. That almost burnt my fingers as much as the glue gun usually does. Only because of that material, though. It was because of the material, which is the aluminum or whatever those lids are made out of, like a mason jar lid. And then I just wipe it off and put it on. Wipe it off, put it on, wipe it off. Lord, y'all would think I'd learn. I'm trying to be a little more easygoing with my voiceovers. Some of my friends told me that they listened to my voiceovers and said, oh my gosh, I wouldn't have even known that was you had you not said it, because you did not sound like yourself. You were so monotone and so calm, and I'm not a calm person, y'all, at all. I'm usually very hyper, very talkative. I just get nervous with these voiceovers, but I'm going to let it loose now. I'm just going to be myself. So y'all get ready. I'm not everybody's cup of tea, but I hope I'm your cup of tea. More distressing. I just distressed all over the jar and the bowl and the lid. What is it with that stinking lid? There I am, back to it again. You'd think I learned my lesson. Now I'm going to go through with some E6000 and a Q-tip. Put a little bit on there. You don't want to just use hot glue. It won't stick. And at first, this didn't even stick. Watch what happens. Popped it right off there. Had to pick all that glue off and do it again. But here, it actually worked. Just a little bit of hot glue, a little bit of E6000 for that short-term, long-term hold. Don't mix it, though. It doesn't like to be mixed. And then we're coming to what it looked like when I got it finished. I just added a little bow in there, on there. Little ticking ribbon bow. Sorry about the stove, y'all. This is the little bitty stove I have to cook on in this hotel. And styled it up with a candle and some greenery, and I love how this looks. I think it turned out really cute. Simple, easy. That's what I love about crafting. And you make it your own, y'all. Thanks so much for visiting, you guys. I really appreciate all of your support. Please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. Don't forget our giveaway. If you're just tuning in, go back to the beginning and listen for our giveaway. Have a great day.